Hey, guess what? Merry Christmas. And what are we looking at? We're looking at the gap open up in the market. Another thing that we're going to be looking at is the actual futures in the Nasdaq 100 E-mini December contract. And Google and Apple both. And here's the bull. So you got the bull right there. You've got Apple right here. Okay, so you got your bull print right here. Here, let's narrow that down a little bit. There's your TQQ. There's your close. There's your gap ratio. Bid 28.30, 28.5. It's contracted going in. We're going to watch the markdown on this put option. We're going to watch all of these right now. And the futures made their high here in pre-market. Pre-market futures, Nasdaq 100. Google is a leader in these futures. Okay? Because they are. And so is Apple, and so is Priceline, Amazon, and the whole laundry list. That bull right here is how strong is this bull gap open up price? And how am I going to mark down this 630 put right now, here now, and live? Is I'm going to put a limit order. I'm going to put 3 contracts out at $2.70 on the day. Then I'm going to put another limit order out at around $3.60 on 2 more. And then I'm going to buy the upper end of a market that I could make a market at. And that's going to be right around 480 by 510. If we gap down and we hold that level and we go up, Google could easily break that 50 or that last high we had a couple days ago. 631 and some change. It went down to 615, and now we're leveraging back up toward that breakout level. So we would be looking at these calls over here, the 620s. They were marked down. And I can tell you that it's a FOMC meeting and that the volumes are going to be light, only 6,500 shares. We open up in 5 minutes. I'm going to be watching to see if this market can hold $10.60 at price here, meaning that's a 60-cent markup from the previous day's close based on this narrow gap range. We do have a narrow gap range. The bid 25 by 50, but what do I mean? It's not $2 wide like you've seen in the past. And you can see your prints here in your time and sells. Okay? The thing about it is the wholesale bid still remains below the market as well. So at $10 low, if they marked it below the close, those bids would come in at $8.70. However, if that was to happen, the 630 put would be paying big. So once again, FOMC meeting, a lot of people on the sideline, pre-market, low volume. 6,500 shares right here. Here's your prints. They sold that bid. And the bids can drop. So we're going to watch that cash market at that cash price level, but we do know our bids could be as low on that lower end at 870 in that 620 call. If that was going to happen, that means the equity would reverse, come down, go below the close of 625.39, and then these would race up in their inflated level for a buy and a sell, whichever way that buyer is either going to start chasing that move up or that seller is going to start selling down below that bid. Pre-market futures, Nasdaq 100, opening bells, 3 minutes. We're going to watch the balance between the 620 call. Let us not forget that the futures are ticking down right here in the Nasdaq 100. Okay? There's Apple, 392.86. Now, let's get over here. 625 call, 690 close. They were marked down yesterday. So, We would like to see if this cash market holds above 750, but we do know that the lower end of this market is at $5.50 by 570 bid and ask below this market. That means that this side would fail and this side would go up in price very rapidly, and you would have to get hits very quickly. And then as it moved up your bid and ask, or bid and a half, bid and a half ask, you would be the seller. And so welcome to a FOMC meeting for the new people, and welcome to the narrow range gap. This is not a $5 gap. And watch those prints here in pre-market. I'm going to open in 1 minute. I'm going to open in 1 minute. I'm taking you down right to the opening bell from a pre-market futures gap. And look at those call options. It's live before the fact. That bell rings in 1 minute. Now, here it is. To answer that question on that order, there is that low print that we were talking about. There it is, 633. There it is, the high is 7. There it is. You got the futures popping. You got Google popping, making all-time highs. There was that low-end gap. Look at that burn, that series of highs. Cancel the 460s. I had those other contracts down at 360. Go down there in that area. They'll mark that put down. But look at them mark up that call side. Look at the futures getting marked up into the opening bell. Look at that futures on the Nasdaq 100, and Google is leading the way on that opening bell on 80,000 shares. There is that bid right there. There's that resistance on the futures. Let's see how they slide it on the opening bell. We put that cash market low at 540 print at that 630 markdown with a high of 7. Narrow range spread between those two. 870 was the close. 870 was the close. The markdown on that one is right there on the opening bell. We will revisit that spiking gap. Not only that, we will also show you there was 55 highs making new highs on that first minute print, right along with the cash futures market up here challenging that opening bell on a FOMC meeting. So we have just broke those cycle highs, run into our upside prices. This all is happening right now in 2 minutes. There's the gap ratio right here. And there's a formula in it. From close to low and from pre-market. Right now you're burning on them futures market. Cancel that 360 market. And this is why I gave these lower prints. Right, Mr. Goli? Correct. So the thing about it is, I've got the right bid and ask. It's not that I'm getting marked down. It's just that, no, $2.60 is the next bid on the 630 put here live. 2.60 would be wholesale. Here we are. We're going to have to move over to the 635. We're going to have to move over to the 635. They're peaking that call contract, low 1120, $3 spread right here in 3 minute tape. And we're going to put highs in here, and we're going to watch the futures cash market. This was all in a 3 minute bar between the buyer and the seller here with a reversal in play. And that means that this 445 is holding. That's the cash futures reversing.